He looks shocked.
Yeah. He's like, how did they see me?
Hi, hello, and welcome to another weekend vlog. It's going to be kind of a gloomy weekend, so I'm feeling really sleepy. It was kind of a slow morning. We went on a walk, and then we also went to this diner that we've been wanting to go check out for a while because it always seems pretty popular. But I didn't have any caffeine because I don't really drink coffee. If I drink coffee, it's usually just like a latte, and I don't think that they had that. I didn't see it on the menu. So I need to go get a matcha desperately, and I just want to like sit at a coffee shop and read, which I'm currently reading 2 books. I'm reading Happy Place by Emily Henry, and I'm also reading Catalina by Karla, Cornejo y Villavicencio. This one I'm going through a little bit slower, but I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm only like 48 pages in, but I love Catalina. I love being in her head. I love hearing her thoughts. I love her perspective, and there's so many times I'm just like laughing to myself. A miracle child escapes death in Latin America, moves to Queens to be raised by her undocumented grandparents, and becomes one of the chosen. But nothing is simple for Catalina, least of all her complicated, contradictory, ruthless, probing mind. Now a senior, she faces graduation to a world that has no place for the undocumented. Her sense of doom intensifies her curiosities and desires. She infiltrates the school's elite subcultures, internships, and literary journals, posh parties, and secret societies, which she observes with the eye of an anthropologist and an interloper's skepticism. She is both fascinated and repulsed. I have been majorly enjoying this one. So getting through this one slowly because I feel like romance has just like dug its claws into me and like doesn't want to let go. I recently finished Done and Dusted and I really enjoyed it. I ended up listening to an audio and then I got the physical copy because the audio at moments felt very cringy to me, but reading it physically, not as much. I really enjoyed the storytelling overall and Lyla Sage's writing, and I thought it was fun. I already requested the second book for my library, which I think it's available for me to pick up. I don't know if I'll get it today though. I might get it later on this week, but I'm excited to keep reading the series, and I'm excited to see like the other characters make appearances in the books. I think that that'll be really fun. Something about Emmy and what's his name? Luke? I think his name was Luke. I really like them together. I will say that there were times where in the beginning when I first started, it was like Luke's perspective. Every time it was on Luke's perspective, he would just be like, ugh, Emmy, she's just looking so damn good. Of course she is. Like, of course she would. She's trying to torture me. And she's like my best friend's little sister. And that was getting a little much for me. But once we got over that, I was able to enjoy it a little bit more. My brain simply needs romance right now, and that's what it is. I guess I'm just really big on romances now because then I decided to pick up Happy Place by Emily Henry. I was watching Sally Dar Griffin's newest video where she's reading romance books for 24 hours. She talked about how there's like this sad element where it's about this couple that was once dating and then now they've broken up, and you're seeing like when they were really happy, and then it jumps to now and you're kind of finding out like slowly what happened and what went wrong and why they broke up. And that piece, the part where they're like not together and it's like really hard and then they're being around each other and like these small little things that are now different, that shit gets to me. So I immediately put in a hold. No, I didn't. I immediately went to my library and saw that it was available and grabbed it, and I've just been really enjoying it so far. I got it yesterday and I read 125 pages. And that's not normal for me. I don't typically read that much in a day, but I just can't put this down. I think that there's something about second chance romance that might just work really well for me. I think for some reason that just feels more real in a sense, where it's like these people have already dated, so they already know each other and they're already interacting as if they'd known each other. And that seems to work better for me than like people meeting for the first time. I don't know. That's like my theory right now, but I'm going to keep reading it and see if my opinion on this changes. It's too soon to be saying this, but I do think that this might be one of my favorite Emily Henry books that I've read so far. So we'll see once I actually finish it though. At the library, I also had this on hold, Hardly Strangers by A.C. Robinson, and I've had this on hold for a while. I want to say I put this hold in like 2 months ago, and it finally came through for me, and I don't really know what it's about. So let me just read the back, because I put this on my list and I requested it from the library because I saw someone talk about it, and I can't remember who, I can't remember what they said, but I just remember also really liking the cover of it. This is the night Shira's been waiting for. She's at a trendy Silver Lake bar to finally get a drink with the handsome, charming filmmaker she's been pining after for months. But when Marcus King, the alluring and mischievous frontman of an Irish punk band, enters the picture, an electric attraction ignites between them. Shira's evening begins to unfold in ways she never imagined, and she surprises herself by getting swept up in his energy and daring to feel again after past heartbreak. But how does she know their passionate encounter won't expire in the morning? And is she ready to shed some of her hard-earned armor for this disarming stranger? So I think this takes place over like one day or like one night. I think it's really short, and I started reading the first page and I really like the writing so far, so I'm excited to read this little romance book. So these are what I'm currently working on. These are the books. I also recently finished The Man Who Could Move Clouds, and I will say I enjoyed listening to that on audio. I kind of stopped reading it physically, but I did go back to the book because I wanted to look at the pictures. There were so many like family stories that she shared that like my brain, like she talked a little bit about this woman that would come to see her mom to ask about like auspicious dates, and then later she found out that it was someone that was working for Pablo Escobar, and like that is wild to me. So lots of like stories that were really fascinating to read about, and also like learn a little bit about like the history of Colombia and some of the stuff that was happening around that time. I do think it felt a little bit long at times, but I still really enjoyed it. I'm glad I finally read it because it's one of those books that was on my shelves for a while. When I first started it, I was debating DNFing it, but I am glad that I kind of powered through because there's some stories that she shared that I feel like are gonna stick with me for a while. So I'm glad that I did end up reading it. But yeah, I am majorly in a romance mood. I feel like the thought of picking up a book with something heavy and dark, I can't seem to do that right now. I just need something to kind of escape into that feels like it's gonna have a happy ending. But I am feeling so tired, so I need to go get a matcha, which I feel like I've been all over the place with this update, but we are gonna go grab a matcha from this coffee shop that's by me, and they have an Earl Grey matcha latte that I have been obsessed with. I think about it all the time, and I got one yesterday, but I also want to get one today because it's Saturday and I want to treat myself and I want to go read at the coffee shop. So I'm gonna go get an Earl Grey matcha latte. I'm going to bring these two books with me, and hopefully I'll make some more progress. But I gotta go because I'm so tired and I need this matcha desperately. It is noon and I haven't had any caffeine, so we need to change that. Let's go get a matcha.
That's why you can't have superpowers.
You just don't understand my vision.
Vision.
From being out and about and exploring, and we kind of got rained on as we were walking home, so I feel like my hair is a little bit frizzy, but the sun is out. Maybe I'll be able to sneak in a little park trip, although it did rain, so it's a little bit damp. I really want to go sit outside at some point this weekend. Doesn't have to be today, it could be tomorrow, but I've been loving going on little picnics as much as I can and just sitting outside. The past week, it was really beautiful, like the first half, and every day after work, I would bring my little picnic, I would bring Jibby, Jacob would join, and I would just lay there and listen to the birds and just not do anything, and it was really nice. I feel like, especially like working from home and looking at a computer screen all day, it's lovely to just like be in nature for a second and not look at a screen, not scroll, not do anything, but just like be there. It's been lovely. So I feel like this is going to be the spring and summer of being outside as much as possible. I think also in the fall, I want to make more of an effort to make sure I'm also doing that, because I would love to be outside on my picnic blanket, just in a hoodie and like warm clothes and just like be outside looking at the trees. So I think in general, I'm just gonna become more of a go sit at the park for hours type of person, because I love it. I feel like it's the one thing that has been bringing me so much joy and like helping me feel calmness. Go take a little blanket if you can, if you're able to. Go outside and just like sit, even if it's for like 10 to 15 minutes, if it's possible, if you have a park by you. The park by us is really small, but it's always really nice, and there's so many people that will like congregate, and friends will go and they'll have picnics, and you'll see like big groups of people. I just think it's really sweet. So that's my spiel on picnicking and sitting outside, I guess. I have continued reading Happy Place. You saw that I brought Catalina, but I did not read a single page, even though like it is so good and I want to keep reading it. I just have been sucked into this world, and normally when I go to coffee shops, it's very easy for me to get distracted and people watch and not really focus in whatever book I'm reading. But this book, it has me gripped. It is so good. I love this world. I love these characters. I love the friendship dynamic. I think that that's something that I might be really enjoying in this book, and just seeing how they met and how they became friends. I really love also just the dynamic between Win and, what's her name? Who is our main narrator? Harriet. I really like their dynamic, even though right now they're not on the greatest of terms, and you can kind of tell that they're like taking jabs at each other, but I'm really enjoying it. Normally I'm not like a giggly, kicking my feet type of gal, but with this book, well, I shouldn't say that. I definitely am that type of gal, but it's more when I'm like watching movies, but not typically when I'm like reading romance novels. That doesn't often happen, but with this one it is happening. It is shocking me how much I love this one, because I wasn't expecting, I don't know. I always thought that with Emily Henry's books, it would just be like fun and entertaining, but not that I would love one so much. I feel like this could potentially be a favorite romance book that I've read, which it's not often for me. I ended up getting to page 171. I can't do math, but I read a good amount at the coffee shop, and this just had me captivated. I was still people watching because I love to people watch, but I wasn't getting as distracted. And Jacob also noticed, because there's so many times we'll go to coffee shops and I'll be reading, he'll be reading, but I get so distracted easily by like people around me that I'll start like talking to him, and then neither of us really gets to read our book because we're just talking. He was like, I noticed you were pretty quiet while we were at the coffee shop, and it's just because I was like fully immersed in this book. So I don't think I even said what it was about actually earlier when I talked about it, but it's basically about Harriet and Win, and they broke up. They have this like tight-knit group of friends. Harriet met these two girls, I forgot their names, Sabrina and Cleo. They became really close and they lived together, and Sabrina's parents dad owns like a lake house or something. He owns a house in Maine, and it was like tradition that they went every year, and then they slowly started adding people to their group, which was Win and Partha, and there's someone else, Kimmy. And this year Sabrina's dad is going to be selling the house, so it's kind of like one last hurrah with all of them, the whole group. Now they're just like pretending because they don't want to ruin the weekend and they don't want to make things sad, especially because it's the last hurrah. I think I love a second chance romance. I think maybe that's a trope that I should try to read more of. So if you are a romance reader and you have any recommendations on any like second chance romances, any romance books that has like a friendship dynamic, that could also be something I really like, please let me know, because I'm apparently in a big romance mood. We are gonna have dinner in a little. Jacob is heating up some leftovers that we made taco bowls yesterday, so he's heating up leftovers for that. So we're gonna have that, and we've been watching Survivor, like an older season, because we have a Survivor watch party that we go to, and it's really fun. We go every Wednesday to watch the latest season. We just wanted to start another season just to see what it was like. So we are watching Survivor China. I remember seeing Taylor talk about Survivor, and she mentioned that that was one of her favorites. So now I'm watching it. It's been really good so far. I think we're only like 3 episodes in, but it's been interesting to see the differences between like Survivor then and Survivor now. It's been good time. So if you also watch Survivor and you're a big fan, please let me know what your favorite season is, because I'll be watching a lot of Survivor as well. I'm probably going to spend the rest of today reading. I also need to do a little bit of editing, and I don't know, maybe we'll go on a little walk. I've been loving going on walks lately. I've been going on one every single morning if the weather is nice, and it's just been like such a lovely way to start my day, getting outside and like listening to the birds and seeing all the trees and the flowers. Spring has been so nice. But yeah, I am going to stop gabbing and I'm gonna go have some dinner and just keep reading Happy Place. I'll keep you posted. I'll let you know if there's any additional thoughts that I have, or if I completely start hating this book, but I don't think that I will. I will just check in with you guys later.
Give me the lowdown. How was it spending time with John Lee?
I would say that we talked a lot about that.
This probably looks so weird, but it's one of my favorite desserts lately. It's some raspberry Greek yogurt. I add raspberries, and then there's a little like chocolate hazelnut bar crushed up, and then a sweet Lawrence cookie in there, and then Jacob's having some cookies and raspberries. home. I just had the best time hanging out with Ivana and bopping around. As you saw, we started our day off at the public garden and it was kind of windy, but it was still nice to like sit outside. And then we went to the library and it was just so nice. We also went to Diptyque, which I can share what I got. But first, I've officially finished Happy Place by Emily Henry, and I can confirm that this one is my favorite Emily Henry that I've read so far. This just like worked so well for me. I feel like the friendship group, the romance, the fact that it was a second chance romance, learning more about their relationship and how they first got together, and then seeing what happens and how it all kind of like fell apart. That just worked so well for me. I thoroughly enjoyed this one. I feel like it was not that spicy, and I don't know if that's just because I finished Done and Dusted, and I feel like Done and Dusted is one of like the spicier books that I've read, but this wasn't really spicy, which I didn't mind. I honestly was more invested in like the characters, like the friend group and the two main characters. I feel like I haven't read a book this quick in a bit, although I did read Done and Dusted pretty fast too, but like this is a long book. So yeah, I finished. I loved it. This was so good. If you also liked Happy Place and you have any other romances that you've really enjoyed, please let me know, because that's what I want to read right now. My brain, like I've said, is just craving something a little bit lighter, something with a happier ending, and this was so good. That definitely itched. That scratch. Itched? That really? No. That scratched. This book scratched that itch in my brain. So currently the rankings are Happy Place, Funny Story, Great Big Beautiful Life, Beach Read, all the way down there. I did not like Beach Read. I also started Book Lovers and I was enjoying that one, but my library hold ran out and it was on my Kindle, so I unfortunately have not finished that one yet. But I also was enjoying that one, but I still think that this one is my favorite. I can't believe it. Yeah, no, I loved this. I ate this up. So like I said, we went to Diptyque, and I've been wanting to go there because Melissa from Beware of Pity has been talking about fragrances a lot. I really love her channel. So I went to Diptyque, and Ivana had gone there recently as well, and she told me that they had like a hair mist, but it can be used like as a body spray. So I thought I would start there because it's kind of pricey to get perfumes, but one day I might treat myself and get a fancy perfume. So I got a hair mist, and I got an Eau Papier, I think that's how you say it, and it just smelled so good. I put the like perfume on my wrist, and I really liked how it smelled, so I decided to get the hair mist, and I'll try this out, see how I like it. If I do really like how it smells, then I might buy a perfume of this one. We'll see. And then I got 2 samples, which I guess is like the norm when you go to Diptyque. You get 2 samples. So I got a sample of, what is this one? Orpheon. It smelled so good when I put it on. I feel like I put perfume everywhere and it smelled really nice, but I just wasn't sure. So I'm going to try it out, see how I like that. I also got Eau Papier in like the perfume, so I can see how I like that strength wise, or if I just prefer the hair mist. I've been wanting to try out different perfumes, and I thought, why not go check out Diptyque? If you have a favorite scent, or if you also like Diptyque, please let me know what scent you like from them. I'm excited for my little hair mist. We'll see how I end up liking it. I think I'm just gonna wrap this vlog up here. I had a great weekend, and I hope that you enjoyed coming along with me. I would love to know what you're currently reading. Have you read anything good lately? Anything that's hooked you? Please let me know. I would love to chat with you down below, and I will just see you in my next video. Bye.